All right, so it seems like they're hitting the P. Diddy with the R. Kelly. Now, I was sitting here just minding my own business, and of course, everybody saw that last night, early this morning, he got arrested in New York outside the Hyatt Hotel or inside the Hyatt Hotel, wherever. If you go to TMZ, you'll see plenty of pictures of him just chatting up with fans and all this other kind of stuff. Supposedly, his lawyer says that it was very expected that he was going to be arrested at this particular time. However, I don't know. Of course, you gotta try to save face when you're a quote-unquote billionaire music mogul who has helped change the game of hip-hop, and not necessarily for the better. I'm not a big fan of P. Diddy. I put him in the same category as I would of Lil Wayne. Now, with that being said, though, they did come out and break down the charges of what P. Diddy has or is being charged with. Let's go ahead and get that played with. And also, if you're watching this, please make sure you subscribe and comment. I really appreciate it. Let's go and get into this.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016,
just to pause it right quick, everything that he's talking about so far is 100% reflection of what Cassie talked about and went through.
That conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
And let me just say that for the longest time, I never saw P. Diddy as a person that could intimidate anybody because I always saw him as pretty soft. However, though, I never took into account the people that he had around him. So for some reason in my head, I never connected the man who is associated with gangsters and thugs is a gangster and thug himself. I don't know why I never made that correlation when I was younger in my head.
He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims.
So it was a full-on movie production in there. So that means that there's got to be a lot of taste. So that raid that he did, of course, is going to have the workers on there. But I still remember the Diddy list. Whenever he was on that video of his daughter and saying a bunch of names of famous people, I'm kind of curious that every single one of those people that he mentioned in that list is a freak off. It could potentially be linked to this case.
And commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee.
And that's what happens when you have too much money. When you have too much money, you get a little too, I won't say freaky, but let's say if you're just freaky and you have too much money, now you can sit here and use that money to intimidate people, stalk them. There's not too much anybody can really do, because they can't really fight against their money unless it gets into a federal case like this.
As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
My God. Dang.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well that we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition.
ATF is going to get them for that.
And parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about...
So P. Diddy was really out here thugging. So he wasn't sitting here bragging about that life. He was just about it and stayed quiet about it. Which is, if you're going to do that kind of stuff, the smart way to do it, if you choose to do that kind of stuff.
2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them.
Victim and witnesses. So victim is pretty much singular. At least I heard it as victim, as one person. So I'm kind of curious. Are they really basing this whole entire case off just Cassie, or is there other people too? Witnesses, I'm kind of curious how many people witnessed that stuff, because let's be real here. Hollywood entertainment, that's a very small circle. And if you have like a fetish or something along those lines, I'm pretty sure you're going to find like-minded people in that industry that know how to keep it secret. So I'm kind of curious how many people saw Cassie have a freak off. How many people was part of those freak offs? Because I'm pretty sure there are witnesses, and I'm not sure. I'm not a legal person, but if you witness a crime, aren't you partially guilty of a crime if you never reported it? So I'm kind of curious of how that's going to go.
I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleeper and Jacqueline Kelly.
Oh wow, she's real.
They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. So I wonder, do I still have that video of the Diddy list? Let me see if I can find it right quick.
Okay, are you ready? Drum roll. Okay, are you ready? Drum roll. Drake. Oprah. J-Lo. A-Rod. Will Smith. Alicia Keys.
Now, Will Smith has a lot of allegations against him with the whole entire August Alsina, the guy from Empire, whatever his name is. So, and him and Diddy were really close friends too. So, and then Diddy and J-Lo, they used to date, right? Supposedly, allegedly, that there's a lot of issues between Ben Affleck and J-Lo because of Diddy. So, these are people that he have a personal connection with. Those are the first two I could think of so far.
Justin Bieber.
Man, we all know Justin Bieber went through some stuff when it came to Bad Boy and Diddy. I mean, the man is all messed up. It doesn't excuse his actions and his horrible behaviors of the past, but we can see a direct correlation from P. Diddy to Justin Bieber and his behaviors. And I'm kind of curious, will he be one of the witnesses?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. I still remember that whole entire when he was a younger comic and he was doing an interview at Diddy's house, and he was on the bed and he didn't want to sit on it and stuff. Again, Diddy's pretty much telling on himself and giving the FBI or Homeland Security or whoever's investigating this a list of people that they can talk to.
DJ Khaled.
Now, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, I know he used to have those doggy style tapes back in the day, which I never watched one, but I think it was supposed to be similar to Girls Gone Wild. So if Diddy was anything a part of that, then again, that could be another potential witness. DJ Khaled, I don't know anything about him personally, and him and Diddy, so I don't know about that one. Kelly Rowland is interesting because you hear a lot of stuff between Kelly Rowland and Jay-Z, mainly her baby, maybe Jay-Z's, because the baby and Jay-Z look pretty similar. And again, Jay-Z and Diddy has a very close connection to each other. So who knows, that could have took, if something like that were to happen, whether that would took place at one of Diddy's house, free calls or whatever, and he knows that secret, he keeps it quiet. Again, he's giving these authority figures a list of people that he could reach out to, or they can reach out to. It's crazy. So I've just been commenting on people that I can see a direct correlation to in my head when I see this list. But again, this whole entire list is just a list of people that Diddy gave to the authorities they can reach out to. And if there's ever a witness list that they put out, I'm pretty sure it's going to match it to the names he said on this list right here.
That's my sis right there. Lizzo. Megan Thee Stallion.
Unfortunately, Megan Thee Stallion has the reputation being passed around, and that's just what it is. So, yeah.
Naomi Campbell.
Again, Naomi Campbell has that same reputation of being passed around allegedly. It's just, you see her with a lot of questionable people, just like she did with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. I want to say there's a picture with them together. So yeah, again, all these billionaires, multi-millionaires, when they get together, the list of people connection they have are very small every single time.
Let's get back to the list.
Now, with Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, that's a pretty interesting combination there. For one, there's a lot of allegations and speculations about Dwayne Wade's sexuality, that he plays for both sides or maybe more prefer men, and Gabrielle Union is more of a on the more the masculine type that likes to dominate. I'll just put it that way. So again, them being associated with Diddy and all the stuff that Diddy is accused of, again, this list in people, it just makes it seem more and more, these celebrities need to get away from each other. I understand you want to be around people who may have your similar financial backing and help you out in your career, but apparently when one goes down, he's going to take them all down with you. So if people forgot about this list, I will start questioning, look at these people sideways at every single person he listed. Man, Usher, again, there was a story when he was on Howard Stern when he stayed at Diddy's house for a while, and the stuff that he saw, the Diddy flavor camp. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Demi Lovato. Shaq and his whole family. Tracy Ellis Ross.
I forgot all about. I didn't realize that he was associated with Tracy Ellis Ross. Okay.
Sway Lee. Rick Ross. Diplo. Burger Boy. The show Servicing.
Not Cole.
Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Say Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Yes,
Maybe that's a bad word for the kid to say.
Cara Delevingne. Wendy Harlan. Rich Montana. And a bunch of surprises that I can't tell you. Because they're so big, sometimes they get busy and they forget that they committed to answering the phone and it's Easter. So, but tomorrow, on my Uncle Diddy's Live, it starts at 3 p.m. East Coast, 3 p.m. and 12 p.m. West Coast. 12 p.m.
I was waiting for that live too when this list first came out. I think I made a video about it last year when it first happened, right? And I was waiting for it because I wanted to see what else he was going to talk about when it came to this list and people. I'm willing to bet, and this is just me, throwing it out there. I'm just thinking out loud that potentially the reason that Diddy was able to hire these lawyers is because every single person listed on that list, he knows they don't want information coming out about them. So what he went ahead and did was like, hey, I need help with my legal fees. I need help from you all. You're all multi-millionaires. Throw me some money so I can help fight this case and make sure that your name stay out of the media and I stay out of jail. I'm willing to bet that's what it really was. Because everybody knows that right now Diddy is having legal troubles. He just lost a $100 million case because he just didn't show up. He's paying all these lawyers that are paying, charging God knows how much per hour. And he's getting lawsuits left and right from all kinds of states and kind of people. I think the total was up to 8 lawsuits, I want to say, the last time I heard. So he's going to need help. So all these people that he listed probably helped him. I'm willing to bet that they did help him. At least some of them did. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say in my thoughts on this. I was just, okay, so they really arrested him and they hit him with the charges that R. Kelly got. And R. Kelly got 20 years, I want to say, or is it 30? 20 or 30 years. Either way, R. Kelly's going to be there for the rest of his life for the most part. I don't see him getting out. Now it appears that you don't see Diddy getting out anytime soon. And his legacy is now going to be not an innovator of music and a mogul and all this other kind of stuff. A man that tried to rock the vote and all this other kind of crap. He's going to be the man to know that abused, hurt women, trafficked people, manipulated, and did all kinds of stuff. And now with the whole entire scratched off guns, who knows what he did with those? I wonder if they're going to link any of those shell casings or bullets to any other pending cases they may have. Diddy's done. It's over with for Diddy. But you guys tell me what you think. If you watch this, I'm going to re-upload it again. And like, comment, share if you want to. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.